Hello, welcome to White Birch Tarot. This reading is for the lunar eclipse, which has already happened because this is the evening of Saturday the 28th. Actually, it might even be after midnight, so technically it's the 29th, but who's counting? But this eclipse is, of course, going to reverberate for a while, and the moon was in Taurus, and the sun is in Scorpio, and they're opposite each other, and we had a lunar eclipse, and we didn't get to see it here where I am because it was cloudy. And I apologize for my voice again. I feel like I'm catching a cold, but I haven't been around anybody for weeks, so I don't see how that's possible. But I did mess around in a bunch of hay today, which sounds funny, but I was not hay. I always get hay and straw mixed up. Straw. I was putting straw. I had to unbale a bale of straw to put in a cat house that I bought for a stray cat that someone dumped off, because straw is supposed to be extremely warm. So if you have any animals that need to be warm, apparently straw is good. Don't use hay because it molds. Okay, I got that off Google. So anyway, I think I'm allergic to it or something because I've been all plugged up all day. Anyway, so I'm going to start out with a short quote from the writer Henry David Thoreau. And he said, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." That's pretty profound for being so brief, I think. I'm just going to do a short reading, because I kind of already did one for all the signs, but I just wanted to do like an overall energy reading for the lunar eclipse tonight in Taurus. And we got this last, what did I say? When? And now I'm confused. Okay, I drew the Page of Swords for, was it just for one of the signs? I feel like it was for a major reading. I can't think tonight. At the eclipse, this eclipse really knocked me for a loop. First I was really anxious, then I got really tired. So, anyway, we get the Page of Swords, which is immature communication. I feel like this is information coming in that may make you feel anxious, but what it's telling me is that you're not seeing the whole picture. You're only seeing part of the picture with the information you're getting. It's not complete, so don't worry about it too much because it's not as bad as it sounds. Which again, I've said this a million times, but Mark Twain said that's what he said about opera. It's not as bad as it sounds. I just love that. Because personally, I do not care for opera. Although I once heard someone singing an opera song who was not an opera singer, and it was gorgeous. So apparently it's just opera singers I don't like. Then we get the King of Pentacles, who's been coming up. Pentacles have been coming up right and left. And that's interesting because the moon was in Taurus, which is Earth. So even though I talked a lot about the Scorpio energy, probably too much, maybe I get a little freaked out by Scorpio energy, the moon is actually in Taurus, which is Earth. So here's the, these cards are so grim, but I think they're pretty. This is the ethereal, and now it's going to do its focus issues. Okay, I have to lay it down, which is too bad because it's really pretty. The King of Pentacles, we got this, I don't know if I'm thinking of, the last readings I did were for all the signs, but I just remember getting the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles, but now I don't know who got it. But anyway, we've been getting a lot of King of Pentacles and a lot of Page of Swords. So the King of Pentacles is some good, solid grounding energy. And actually with the moon in Taurus, that's pretty grounding. We've got some, I just looked up the astrology for November, and it's just amazing what's coming up. I will post again, so I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but boy, there is a lot going. It's going to be November is going to be a heavy month. I will say that. Probably the entire Scorpio season until the sun goes into Sagittarius on the 22nd of November. We're in for a ride, folks. So I think that's why we keep getting the King of Pentacles. It's telling us to perhaps, I think this is more advice than actually what we're going to feel. It's like ground yourself. Because I don't see a lot. It's just so much happening. And we got a lot of stuff in our sense. Then we get the World. Okay, this is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. which of course that's what a full moon is. It's the culmination of something. But this one's a bigger one. It's a bigger one because we just had an eclipse. We had the solar eclipse. What was that, in Libra a couple weeks ago? And now we have a lunar eclipse. And we've got, you know, so much going on in the sky. Things, you know, so many things in Taurus, opposite planets, personal planets in Scorpio. So something major is, and again, we got so many things happening on the world stage, but it's the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one, which frankly, I'm kind of glad to hear. Something dies out, and I don't think it's going to die out like just tonight. I think this is talking about the entire Scorpio season, which really goes, like I said, until like November 22nd. I feel like all these readings for Scorpio are bigger than just, you know, just tonight. And this is our overall energy card, which is a Three of Pentacles. I know it was Pisces that got this as their overall energy card last night when the other deck that I drew, this is my favorite card in this deck. I think this is just so beautiful. So again, the Three of Pentacles is initial completion of something tangible, something earthy. It's, you're not done, but you've made a really good start about grounding yourself, about starting a project that you're working on. You've made a really good initial step that is tangible, that you can see, feel, touch, you know, well, feel into it. Well, no, feel could be emotional, but I mean like feel with your fingers, like touch, you know. It's something that you've started and it's positive. And then just, I don't know why I felt drawn to draw two clarification cards for the Page of Swords. And it's interesting because, well, I'll show you the second one. First, they came out together. These two came out together. The Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles came out together. Then I drew these two came out together. The World Tree, which is, of course, the world, which we just drew. So here's more confirmation that, yes, something is changing. It's fall. That's kind of what it looks like here. And there's the doorway into the new world. These cards are just pretty too. Something is ending. And then this came out with it. The Three of Arrows, which is the same as the Three of Swords in the, you know, the Rider-Waite or the other decks. So this is heartbreak. And they're calling it jealousy. And it can be jealousy, but it can also just be like feeling like your heart's been wounded. And that could be what the cycle is here, that perhaps you had a loss or a hurt or a, you know, something that was not good that you felt in your heart. And swords are usually thoughts, but this is triangulation when we get the Three of Swords. It's, you know, usually people plunging daggers into someone's heart, and they've used arrows instead. So you might be, hopefully you're letting go of some painful heart energy. And again, I apologize for my voice. I do not know. I'm allergic to something. I guess I'm allergic to straw, which is, it's good that I don't have to sleep in a straw bed, right? I'm not a horse or a cow. And I guess in the old days, people used to sleep in straw beds. And I can't imagine if that would be comfortable. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've been up in barn lofts. I've laid down in the straw. Yeah, actually it was pretty comfortable. Okay, anyway. So something painful is ending. And again, don't listen to gossip. Let me draw a couple of oracle cards. I'm kind of drawn to the fairies tonight, but will they lead me astray? Yeah, let's go for it. We are in Scorpio season, and we're coming up on what we call Halloween here in the U.S., and people pronounce it Halloween, which really bugs me because it's supposed to be All Hallows Eve. And of course, it's Samhain, the Celtic holiday. Oh, we get the first card, the Queen of the Golden Bow. You can't beat that. She's got like a garnet or a ruby on her heart. Probably a ruby, actually, because rubies rule the heart. Ruby is the gemstone for Leo. Let me see what the book says, because they always put it better than I do. And again, I apologize for my voice. I'm just... Although I talked to my sister earlier this evening, and she said she felt like she was allergic to something. So we're having very cold rain is what we're having. The temperature dropped like 30 degrees in one day. Yesterday I was outside sunning myself, and today I had to put on tons of clothes. Anyway, the Queen of the Golden Bell, support, soul healing, equilibrium. And who do we have in Libra right now? Mercury? No, Mercury's in Scorpio. Somebody's in... Venus goes into Libra on the 8th. Oh, the South nodes are in Libra. I guess that's all. Anyway, let me read this part of it. This is the Queen of all things spiritual, of healing, and of transformation. Yes. You are seeking healing on a very ancient and fundamental level. Your need to heal and change may be so deeply embedded in your psyche that you may not even know it is there. This queen calls for the healing of world sorrow. Oh gosh, don't we need that now? And the sorrow that wells up inside you without having a specific cause that you can pinpoint. Listen to what she tells you. She asks you to let go and allow her healing presence to nurture you. When you feel an overwhelming sadness that takes you by surprise, now I'm going to cry, a sadness that seems to spring from the depths of your soul, meditating on this card can help you rebalance your emotions. It may also be time to let go of emotions that are stopping you from healing. Yes, Three of Wands and the World, absolutely. These may be emotions that have a more tangible cause, but still overwhelm you at surprising times. In my grief group that I'm in, we call that an ambush. Take a long look at how these emotions made you feel in the past, how you are feeling at this moment, and then let the card do its transformational work to lead you into the future. Okay, we are healing on a profound level, and I know with everything that's going on in the world, it's not going to feel like healing. Obviously we haven't reached that yet in the world, but it looks like there's some hope. And again, if this is on, a personal level for you, you're healing something deep inside you. And you know what? You've already healed something. You may not have realized it, but you've made a really good start. You have a good foundation. Very good foundation here. So that's an interesting reading. Soul healing, love it. World tree, love it. King of Pentacles, grounding. Okay, and remember the these swords, which is the same as the arrows here, that's what we need to watch out for in our hearts. And that's what we need to let go of. Anything that's wounded our hearts. I know that sounds impossible. Grief doesn't go away, but we can transform it. And it's interesting, that kind of fits the, I don't think about the cards before I choose the quote, but when Thoreau said it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see, you can maybe look at a situation, a sad situation, a little bit differently, hopefully. Okay, thank you so much. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much. Blessings. Good night.